The 2025 rookie minicamp is already in full swing. Today, we had a glimpse of what some of the rookies look like already in minicamp. We're also going to be diving into potential rookies that are going to have a big, impactful year in year one. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button, subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. All on this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals news, breaking news, conversational pieces, everything surrounding your favorite team. Subscribe it up, it's absolutely for free. But today we're going to be diving into, obviously, rookie minicamp is already in full swing right now. We are already starting to see glimpses of first-round pick Walter Nolan and second-round pick Will Johnson already in training camp, making an impact. So I'm really excited to obviously dive into what we've seen so far, as well as a potential year two guy going to have a breakout season for the Arizona Cardinals, fingers crossed. And then we're also going to be diving into potential impactful rookies that can really make a big jump in year one in their rookie season. We got a lot to dive into today, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about the rookie minicamp. I want to give some love and shout out over to obviously the guys that are, at training camp, providing all these videos for all these fans out there. We are going to be giving much appreciated credit here on these videos that we're going to be showing here. They do a wonderful work in covering this team, so I want to make sure that I give them love on over there. But we've seen a glimpse of Walter Nolan, obviously doing some side drills on the side, working with Nick Rallis. But then you do see a glimpse of UDFA Elijah Simmons out of Tennessee. Now, I'm actually very curious to figure out if he's going to make the 53-man roster. I did like him coming out of college. I just don't know, if he's going to be making a big impact in the training camp, which, I'm for if he is. He's smaller in stature compared to other defensive linemen, but he is such a big-bodied guy out there that he can go ahead and eat up a lot of space, right? And a lot of people talk about beef. This is as beef as it gets when it comes down to a guy that's, impactful, and it can make a really big impactful plays, especially in the college level. And now obviously it can take a while to go from the collegiate level to the NFL level, but I have a lot of high praise here from Elijah Simmons, defensive tackle out of Tennessee. So you do see a glimpse of him right next to Walter Nolan. But like I said before, it's all just single drills right now, drills off to the side. You're not going to be seeing anybody in pads or anything like that, like actually full on practices. Now, we did hear Jonathan Gannon come out and say that is going to be the way that they're going to do things. There was a really good question asked about obviously the learning curve from the college level to the NFL level, and Jonathan Gannon came out and said that yeah, there's a big learning curve when it comes down to it, because there's a lot of things that these rookies need to know in terms of verbiage, the defense, just or offense in general. Everything is so detailed oriented within this Arizona Cardinals scheme that they're going to have a lot to learn, right? But we got a full slate of rookie minicamp coming our way, so it's going to be up to them, right? All these draft picks for the Cardinals, as well as these UDFAs, to really make a big impact for these coaches so they can go ahead and potentially make the 53-man roster. So overall, we're starting to kind of really see a lot of good, cool, promising things here for the Arizona Cardinals. We did also see a glimpse here of Will Johnson as well, and I think this is going to be one of the picks that most Cardinal fans are really, really excited about heading into the 2025 season, because we all truly believe that this is absolutely the steal of the draft if he can stay healthy. Now, there was a question asked to Will Johnson as well in his introductory press conference yesterday about his knee, and he pretty much said, yeah, it's good, right? It's fine. He didn't really kind of speak too much, you spent too much time on answering it. But of course, that's a very valid question to ask, because that was the big thing that was flagged in the draft process amongst other teams. Is there was a lot of teams that were worried about picking him up in the first round and in the second round, because he fell to the Cardinals at 47, that they didn't want to use a second round pick on Will Johnson. Obviously, the Cardinals ended up, pulling the trigger and bringing in arguably the best cornerback in the draft. And honestly, I think it's a very, very fair gamble. He can potentially be your lockdown corner, in years from now. So I think this is a really good draft pick here for the Arizona Cardinals, but you do see a glimpse of what he's doing, but it's all just, side drills as of right now. But I'm really excited to see what Will Johnson can be for the Arizona Cardinals heading into the 2025 season. Now, like I mentioned before, continuing to talk about the rookie minicamp, you do see a glimpse of second-year defensive lineman, former first-round pick last year to the Arizona Cardinals, Darius Robinson. We got Tyler Drake of Arizona Sports capturing this picture of Darius Robinson, and it quotes this: Cardinals defensive lineman Darius Robinson looked noticeably bigger this offseason. We're talking about a guy that only played a small sample size, but had a really, really good, promising, there was a lot of expectations for him, right? Unfortunately, the circumstances that happened, the calf injury, the re-aggravation of the calf injury, as well as his mother ended up passing away. A lot of things were stacked up against Darius Robinson, but a lot of us are really, really excited about heading into year 2 with Darius Robinson, and hopefully he's going to be making a big impact because we're all excited about potentially him being that dog for us, right? And now let's dive into this next topic here. I want to talk about big impactful rookies potentially heading into year 1. We ended up hearing, a press conference from Will Johnson, cornerback out of Michigan yesterday, as well as linebacker Cody Simon out of Ohio State yesterday. We ended up hearing both of their introductory press conferences, and I honestly, there's a lot of things to take away from both of those guys. I'm actually really excited to see what these guys can do here for the Arizona Cardinals. But now let's go and first start off here with Cody Simon, linebacker out of Ohio State. We ended up hearing his introductory press conference yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I got pretty jacked up hearing what he was saying. Cody Simon, I don't think it was a big name out there when it comes down to these linebackers that a lot of people had their eyes on. I'm talking about multiple teams or PFF when you're looking at these big boards, but when you're really seeing what he's actually accomplished in his last year of Ohio State, and he's got a national championship under his belt as well. The Arizona Cardinals truly do value these players are playing at the highest level and doing what they're doing, and now translating into the NFL. There's going to be a learning curve, but the Arizona Cardinals are in full confidence that they are going to be picking everything up quickly and hopefully being a big impactful player for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, a lot of questions that was asked to Cody Simon, and I think a lot of good ones as well. There is a very real possibility that Cody Simon can have a big impactful year in year 1 for the Arizona Cardinals, being the fact that it's pretty scarce when it comes down to that linebacking position. Obviously, the departure of Kazir White, no longer a member of the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals did bring in Akeem Davis-Gaither out of Cincinnati, but we still don't know. Like, there's still a lot of unknown when it comes down to his play. Do I want him to work? Of course I do, right? And then we have a year 2 linebacker for the Arizona Cardinals in Mack Wilson Sr., which a lot of us are really excited about him. But I'm not going to lie to you, there's a lot of unknown amongst that Mike linebacker position. But when you're hearing Cody Simon coming in here, he wants to do everything he can to have a big impactful year in year 1. He wants to prove to the coaches, he wants to prove to himself that he can become that guy for the Arizona Cardinals. And honestly, that is the mentality that you need to have as a rookie coming into an NFL locker room with all these grown men that feel like they have their job secured. No, it's not going to be secured, especially if you have a dog like Cody Simon that's going to come here to try to take your job. Now, he might not get the job from the start of the season, and it really depends on how Akeem Davis-Gaither is going to produce for the Cardinals, but this can be a real big impactful rookie for the Arizona Cardinals, maybe in the later part of the season or maybe in the mid part of the season, just kind of really depending on what happens. But I'm really excited to see what Cody Simon can do for the Arizona Cardinals defense and bolstering up that specific, middle part of our defense, which right now there's a lot of unknown when it comes down to it. Let's move on over to Will Johnson. Will Johnson's introductory press conference is a little shorter, but of course there's a lot of questions surrounding the fact that there's a lot of Ohio State guys within this locker room, and that's the truth. We've talked about this before. Monty Ossenfort in this regime loves the Ohio State guys. They love what they stand for. They love that they're playing in the very highest level they can in college, and hopefully it's going to be an easy transition into the NFL. But obviously, Will Johnson coming from Michigan, and there's a big rivalry amongst Michigan and Ohio State fans. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but I didn't know this. Apparently, Jack Sawyer, edge rusher out of Ohio State, ended up throwing the flag of Michigan. And that question was asked to Cody Simon. Cody Simon ended up saying that he was not involved in that circumstance. Apparently, there was some players that ended up getting mace, and he was in the locker room trying to kind of help everybody out. It was just a really weird, chaotic situation, is kind of how Cody Simon ended up describing it, but he had nothing to do with that specific instance. But that just kind of goes to show you the rivalry of what Michigan and Ohio State has to offer. So of course, Will Johnson ended up saying that there's too many guys out here from Ohio State, but of course that was all kind of said in a joking manner. He said that he ended up having a really good relationship with Denzel Burke, now new cornerback for the Arizona Cardinals, as well as Emeka Egbuka, which is going to be a wide receiver that found his way over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this latest draft. So he doesn't have really any bad blood from those Ohio State guys. I think that kind of was one of those things that he's going to keep to the past in terms of what happened in college, but he's looking forward ahead, and he's really excited about the opportunity here for the Arizona Cardinals, and potentially becoming a cornerback one for the Cardinals moving forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, right now we are getting a lot of different videos from a lot of different sources out there when it comes down to this rookie mini camp. This is going to be the basis of what we've seen so far. Right now, you're not going to be seeing 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s. I think there's just going to be a lot of drills, a lot of meetings, and an attempt to try to catch up a lot of these rookies, to try to get the verbiage down and these defense/offense down to the best of their ability. So when actually training camp and OTA start up, they hopefully don't have to miss a beat and having to play catch up with all these veterans that are going to be coming into the 2025 off season. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know overall, what are your thoughts? Are you excited about 2025? There's a lot of people out there that really feel like the Arizona Cardinals off season's been one of the best off seasons we've seen in a very, very long time, and we're trending in the trajectory, in the uptick of just going up. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your overall thoughts here in the comments below. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day, and go Cardinals.